Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. It is time for Dark Moon again, and I tell you, this reading is going to be very exciting. I have felt the energy shift already starting yesterday. And if you have some physical symptoms, don't worry about it because the energy shift is so strong that you really probably going to feel it. Now you can see we have Sun and Moon on 33 degrees of Aquarius. Now this is already quite the three trees we have here two times. And I'm not going into numerology a lot here, but this is already a very significant sign. And I just want to mention here, when you look at the trees, generally we have the topic of Trinity. Trinity, you can say, is body, mind, and spirit. It's also when you can say body, soul, and spirit. But the Holy Trinity we have everywhere in every religion. And 33 is the age where Christ was nailed on the cross. So we have a lot of very powerful information already here. When you look at the 33316, 16 refers to the tower. And you remember maybe that the tower in the tarot and in other, also the Dakini oracle that I'm using, is like the ego crash, like some old stuff is falling apart, and this is really coming. And I tell you, get ready for surprises this month. This is going to be very intense. We talked about that at the Chinese New Year, that we have to come into the water rabbit. This is an energy of also a lot of emotions. It's authenticity. It is about that you have to stand up for who you are and what you are. The year of the tiger before was all the preparation for what is happening now. Now we have the moon on 333 29, and 29 is an 11. So we can see here the 11 again is another master number that indicates that something very powerful is happening. 11 is the 11th house, is the 11th sign, is Aquarius. So with the sun and moon going into Aquarius, and also here you see we have Saturn also just entered Aquarius, but is in the 12th house here, and sun and moon is exactly practically on the AC. You see the AC is exactly in the middle between the two. So you can be very sure that a lot of things will happen, and very unexpected things will happen this month. I was asked several things in the last couple weeks that I want to refer here to, because what we have now in this month is especially also communications from the unseen realm. So if you suddenly have very strong intuition to do something or inspiration, please follow it, because now the veil is more transparent, and it is very important that you listen to the voice that is talking to you now. Now see, my dog is coming to talk to me now too. So with such an energy that we have here, we have an overflowing of power and energy, and all that what is not true and what is not authentic has to go away. It is like a magnifying glass that is held from the spiritual realm to our last kind of 3D struggles, and they are being cleared away. So the struggles that we have now, also, for example, that train incidents that happened in the US, don't think that was an accident. It definitely was not. Everything what is happening now on the negative scale is to confuse you, to keep you in fear that they can keep the energy aligned, because those black hats, let's say that way, they are really in their last actions, and they do everything now to take a lot of us down with them too. And there is no compassion, there is no mercy, there is nothing. We only have to step away. And I would really recommend you to look that you are, well, self-sufficient is maybe difficult for many, but at least get like a jar, you know, these things to make distilled water, or I use ozone, and I will, in my blog page that I will put this video in, I will put the links for things like that that are very affordable, because now it's very important that you look, that you go through this shift and through this transformation in a healthy way. It will not be easy, because now everything with Aquarius, especially, they are very, very surprising events. And don't be too surprised if very significant political things are shifting right now. In this next couple days to the dark moon itself, you know, again, the dark moon is the sun and the moon in conjunction. Don't mix up new moon, and the whole Western astrology talks it in the wrong way. The new moon is the third day of the dark moon, when the new crescent is visible in the sky. So we have to be very clear. This is dark moon, the days you do not see the moon. This is actually 2 days before the dark moon itself, and 2 days later, and on the third day, you see the new moon coming up. So this is also very important that we make this clear. Now you can see here we have an orange line from the Sun-Moon conjunction going here to Chiron. And Chiron is in conjunction with Jupiter in Pisces. So see, what is happening now in the world is mostly not visible and not understood, what that healing is and that expansion on a level that we are not there yet, because we are not in fifth dimension yet. We are shifting in a very strong way now. Either those who are awake and are working on themselves, they will shift into the fifth dimension. This is now the higher consciousness that starts to take over, and the others, they will be somewhere lost in the metaverse. Be careful that you don't give in to the metaverse and to all this AI stuff. This is not the time yet. Now you need to be grounded. I always say also, go out if you have a chance, even if it's cold, but take off your shoes and walk on ground for a few minutes, that your system can realign. And I have also started now to make these electro rods with the cable, and I will also put a few pictures in my blog to electrify my garden, like this electroculture. And I can tell you the success is absolutely awesome. I have made some cuttings of something, and usually when you make cuttings, when you put them first in the soil, they kind of limp. I put them in, I put that little rod in, and it didn't limp at all. Not at all, not one day, nothing. And this is awesome. I will have some pictures in my blog, please check it out. Now, when we come here, this is a karmic aspect. So the things that are kind of happening is to put us back into a time when the timeline have split, and the world, the planet, and humanity has been pulled down into a lower timeline by those laggard souls, by those well, I don't want to put names that they delete my video, that pulled down and made human beings slaves. There are many games have been gone on, and here we have also, remember, we have Aquarius at the AC, we have the Sun-Moon conjunction in Aquarius and Saturn, and here is the ruler of Aquarius in Aries with the half square going here to Venus. So we can see here what the karma was. And we have a very, very interesting situation here that, you know, this is the goddess that has been, in a way, defeated. Now what is coming back is the sacred feminine. Uranus with its explosions is freeing the divine, the divine feminine to come forward again. And please make sure that you find that within yourself. I stress very often, don't give your energy, your power away. Surrender to the divine within. And it is maybe now the time that our maybe affirmation we can say is, I surrender to the divine feminine within, or to the goddess within, and ask her to guide me, to tell me what I need to know to protect me. Because what is really now important is that we balance the sacred feminine. And this is that part of the karma issue that will help us to move forward. And then we have from Mercury in Capricorn, we have here a trine to Mars in Taurus. So, you know, Capricorn as the last sign, earth sign, is where things become very clear, where things are visible beyond all the other months when everything is full of leaves. We cannot see the structure of the tree. That now we can. So this will give us clarity also about material things, and there will be a lot of information coming out that are also connected with the financial system, with corporations, and with things that are, for example, the food that we eat. You will finally be able to find out what we really should eat and what not. Most of our food has been poisoned. And this is why, again, it's so important that you have, for example, this little ozone machine. And I don't gain anything in it. I don't have any percentage there, okay? So, but when you start to clean your vegetables and whatever you eat, also meat, you can put it in a jar and put it and clean it with ozone. That makes such a difference for you and for your health. You can also, for example, if you live in an area where the air is bad, to have an ozone machine for fresh air. This works perfectly. We have here where I live, sometimes it's coming up now in March, a lot of fires, bushfires, and sometimes the air is really bad. They have a very small machine that I can put in my office and just close the windows and everything, and I have fresh air with this ozone machine. Now, if you can do things like that, it just helps. You have less physical symptoms. Physical symptoms that are coming up very strong in the moment is everything what you had in the past that is not completely healed. Like you might know, for example, that if you take antibiotics, the antibiotic is not eliminating anything in your body, but it's kind of enveloping it into like a skin. And usually it is about 7 years that this breaks open and it comes back. So you can probably experience some symptoms that you had before. For example, I had an accident many, many years ago, and I feel now really the pain again in this leg, and I can see where the scars are, what is not healed. So when things like that are coming up, take care of yourself. Don't try with allopathic medicine to make it go away, but try to energize your hands, try to channel energy, try to just close your eyes and focus and find the energy either within your own healing center, or you can use the source, for example, of the sun to channel energy and let it flow into this area where you have a problem. Now is the time that we can heal ourselves, and it can work. It really does work. What I do also when I feel the pain again, I go outside and I take off my shoes and sit in the grass for a little while, and then within a few minutes the pain's gone. Now we have here on the MC for the world horoscope, we have here Scorpio. That means that we are now in the visible transformation. The goal of this dark moon in this month that's coming, it will bring a very strong transformation. And here at the bottom here, we can see the IC with Mars Taurus. That means that something new will completely manifest. I am very positive that at the end of this month, the world does not, this lunar months, I say, not calendar months, that the world will not look the same anymore as it did last month. So we can be very, we have to get prepared for changes. And don't worry, don't be afraid, the changes will be good. It's not the changes that we had 3 years ago into an absolute chaotic, horrible situation. It is a change that leads us out of it. And I would encourage everybody, whatever also physical symptoms you have, now that kind of healing that is happening is not connected with the allopathic chemical medicine. It is energy. Energy is the only way that we can change ourselves and heal ourselves. It will stabilize your DNA, your natural DNA, and will bring the healing. So I encourage you very much to go into a cleansing situation, whatever you feel like what you want to do. It can be any cleansing, fasting, just maybe eat less and avoid all those things like MSG and, you know, all these chemicals. And you have the E-list. I would recommend you to find one of those to see exactly what you can eat and what not. So with all these trees, we have the 333. That is the angel number, we can say, of also big change, and Trinity is kind of coming together again within ourselves. Then 16, the tower, is like all the old is crashing. The old tower that we have been controlled from, you know that kind of form with the eye on top, that is crashing right now. And then the 29, the 11, this is also in my Dakini oracle. It is a lotus flower inside of a hand with a flame, and it's called self-created. That means that we are now in the position to really start to create our own life. And here we have also the yellow lines that are the Venus aspects of 72 degrees that give us also the opportunity here. See, healing is a very important topic in the moment. Healing, and here we have Uranus coming back to the sun. This is also about that we have the opportunity now to help our body to clear out all the debris, to kind of recreate our body in a new way of health that we've never had before. Because remember, even me as an older woman, and you as younger people anyway, you had hardly ever in your life the real good stuff. If you shop in a shopping mall, then you definitely have not clear natural food. We had all this acid rain, we have all the pesticides and everything that was used. Now it's the time to stop it. And I also will make another blog a little bit later when I have more experience about the electroculture. This is absolutely awesome. And I will also add an URL for a video that this is the guy, sorry, I forgot his name, that I have learned from online how to do it. And it's just absolutely awesome. I'm very skilled now in doing these rods, and I have made at least 300 up to now. We have an orchard here, and we have already most of the trees and everything in my coconut trees, my mango, and all the other trees we have in the back. They have a rod already. And I cannot say too much in the moment, but I see it in my flower garden, and I see it with the cuttings that I made, that it's quite a difference. So now what we have, I summarize that again. We have Leo DC. So that means you take back your power. You confront the world as a Leo, as a lion. Stand up, take back all your power. But the lion is also elegant, is feline. So don't rush into something. Observe and be careful. We don't have to change anything in the moment outside of us. We have to change inside. So when we are part of the hologram, or we are microcosmos in the macrocosmos, if I change the microcosmos, the macrocosmos is changing. So, and that's what we are doing in the moment. Take care of your health. Be ready for all these things that are coming to the surface in the moment, and expect very, very big changes on many levels. And I can foresee also very important changes on the political level. And then you can see that you manifest a new kind of power, and the old will go away, it will crash. The transformation is very strong in the moment. And then when this all is happening with that new beginning that is in the moment here, we will have complete new health. We have complete new ways of looking at things. And one of the next steps that will come up here is that our whole history will crash, and we will learn about what is the real truth. So let me see if I have checked everything here. I'm sorry, my camera somehow makes me a cartoon. I have no idea what's wrong. I just bought it about a couple months ago, but I seem that I have to buy a new camera again or check my computer. But anyway, it's important that you get the message. It's not so important that you can see me. Now, Jupiter here, Chiron, is like expand your healing. And don't worry about it. You know, it's not that it's rational. Also, when the whole aspect in Pisces, what is happening also in Venus, is it's in the moment not visible. We are still in that chaos. We are still in the process of clearing the old debris. We can again, you know, I always kind of receive visuals. It's again like in the fall, when the tree has not lost all the leaves yet, we can still not see the complete picture. So we cannot see the whole structure of the tree yet, but a lot is already visible. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the main message that I have for you now. Please check out my blog. I will put all the information there with the URL that you can find what you need to find. Thank you for listening. I hope you like the video. Please give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to see you again. Next time we'll have full moon. Be prepared. That's going to be a very powerful one. I have had a glimpse already, but I will talk about that later. Have a good time. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.